Mark Williams,
went back the year after to defend, got the final, and I lost to Stephen Henry 9-8 on the
Tim
final
Moore,
after having a 50-yard break in the final frame and looking like I was going to win.
Jack Disowski,
And that sort of would have broke the deck a little bit. I think
Neil Robertson,
I must have
Kerry
been
Wilson.
12 to 16 times on the top where he beat me 6-5.
Початок першого фрейму.
It was just one of them. Whenever he needed to find that extra
Нуні Саліван забиває перший м'яч.
I used to get the opinion that we were really good friends, but deep down maybe he didn't like me so much, you know.
Well, listen, I'm looking forward to the match. It's going to be a great encounter, especially with you bringing good form with your various amateur titles. Let's look forward to a brilliant encounter.
Be a good one.
It really is going to be a great match, this one. Here we go then, our first live encounter on an atmosphere.
Та виходить на чорний м'яч. Забиває його в середній лузу. Вихід на червоний м'яч. Всипає його в праву дальню лузу.
Because we know these players so well. It's going to be a very interesting one, John.
Yeah, very much so. Good evening, everybody. And good rivalry these two over the years.
Забирай, набираєш 44 в цьому фреймі. Вихід на червоний м'яч. Забиває його в праву лузу ближню.
But still practices quite a bit, Darren. Ken Doherty himself were down at this club not that many weeks ago, and great atmosphere in this club. South Wales and Sally's.
very difficult as we see the repeat of the long top, which was excellent. Can't really get on the black off this one. I don't think you have to be extremely accurate to try and
Так, далі в Дарроні виграє другий фрейм. Грає по червоному шару. Забиває його в середню лозу. Вихід на чорний шар.
a high tariff shot that. If he's on it, that's really well played.
Got himself into prime position and then missed the black off the spot. That will annoy him.
Так, починається останній фрейм. Броня виходить на червоний шар. І виграє фінал цього турніру.
Ranking tournament win. The Grand Prix.
Чоловіком зіграє Ронні Саліван і
7, and some of the balls he knocked.
Джо Хіггінс.
That was when I suddenly decided that he was going to be better than Steve did.
Так, це турнір чемпіонів 2021 року.
Steve came along and dominated the 90s.
В тому турнірі були Джет Трамп, Шен Мерфі, Саня Кани, Кані Тінюнух, Діндін Ху, Апан Сенхахен, Джо Хіггінс, Марк Вільямс, Джет Трамп, Лев Лісовський. Так починається перший фрейм. Грається з 19 фреймів. Так, Ронні Саліван забуває перший м'яч.
Still possibly take this red off
Вихід.
the pocket, but
Дальній вихід на чорний.
making this rather awkward.
Забуває чорний шар праву лозу.
The other thing as well is where's the value, where's the colour coming from? So you can check it. It looked very dangerous, that shot, to me. And to play that with lots of check sides just to avoid cannonade to the right and pink.
Дальній удар в праву лозу. Вихід на жовтий м'яч. Чудовий початок Ронні.
Just queuing slightly across a little bit there. Just to say, delivering the cue in a perfectly straight line.
Так, Ронні виходить на чорний шар.
The left corner, but further away. away from it. So that's the reason he's taking this, and this is far from easy.
Дроні виграє перший фрейм.
Whoops. Careful, Darren.
Good top. Really good top.
Починається другий фрейм.
He was able to get up after it.
Трохи розбиває шари.
And I'll tell you what, that wasn't bad. It's a bad piece of blue. Big chance this, of course. You can use the other red to screw back off that cushion and out onto the blue again. Don't make me wife go down a little pocket. Just need a bit more taste on that. It's on a black spot like this. To have a look at it. It's a bit tight. That's half a pot away.
Plenty of time to take that exit
Та вихід дроні на
between the both.
червоний шар. Другий фрейм він веде вже з рахунку 50-0.
On there.
Excellent safety shot. It's a bit of a messy table. Look at all those reds. Big reds. Like the black spot. You don't see that. Steven just loves these frames.
Та Дроні виграє третій фрейм з рахунком 80-0. Починається четвертий фрейм.
Might be worthwhile playing a little hand here onto the
Антоніо Саліван, друга сесія, фінал, турнір чемпіонів 2021 року. Перша частина закінчилася з рахунком 8-3, повів Антоніо Саліван.
Would have made the job a little easier.
12.
Також в цьому турнірі грав Джетел, Джо Хіггінс, Марк Вільямс, Тіньону, Дін Джанхуй, Ансен Гахем, Саня Кані,
Mr. Red, everything perfect.
Джек Лісовський і багато інших. Так починається перший фрейм другої півсесії.
This could be good.
Well, teeing off, give Stephen ball in hand and let's see what his long game's like. He's already potted one that was a nice follow. This one needs to be stopped on the angles. So, good cue required.
Так, Роні забирає новий перший шар, вихід на чорний шар.
Darren would play. He would have cannoned the pink, but now that the white's gone near the cushion, makes that shot virtually well, not worth taking on.
That's a good top. I just want to think cue balls are slow. Get past the blue. What it could really do there.
Once again, he's just gone a bit too far to be able to top the blue and just makes the pink and red. So
Так, Роні набирає після нічого вже в першому
it's
фреймі
going to be
другої
difficult for
півсесії.
Stephen if he takes the green on to get back. The red is nearest the left corner top, but it's one of those shots that you're going to hit so well. And you can see where he's striking the cue ball. It's very difficult to get enough action. I don't know if this one goes to the it may not be able to take this on. So this needs a bit of cue in this.
There's never known you refused anything else. You would have refused that one. He's being attack minded. Like you, I agree, there wasn't any great value in it. Couldn't sing it on the board, but he wasn't going to refuse that tot. That's the way he is. Good safety. Clip off the pink. Turn in behind the brown. Let's just see who's got in there. Looks pretty good, this.
Так, Роні виграє перший фрейм, починається другий фрейм. Роні набирає вже 15 очок, вихід на червоний шар, забиває його праву лозу, вихід на чорний шар.
Darren smiling, this visible crowd really enjoyed that. I mean, that was, and Stephen smiling. What a snooker he's put him in here. Dear me. I'd love to land up to that. What he lands on. He's doing that to get away without leaving a top on.
Роні.
Won't be going back this time though.
Good cannon and a little bit of flick. Black just caught the red there, so it straightened it. In the end, will bring the cue ball back towards the other red. Look at that little cannon. He's going to be running away. It was a very good clean top, but the little nudge on the red was very handy.
Still got a chance here.
Further down the table, but he was playing on the one you were saying, Dennis. Now he's got no choice really. And he can stun this in and play the thinner clip, which is what he's decided to do, but not really where he wants to be.
Антивроні бере другий фрейм.
So slightly trickier this one.
Починається третій фрейм, заключний. Може бути в цьому матчі.
This and say get on the blue. Do it from there. If he hadn't been out on the table, he could have potted blue and screwed over behind the red. He only would have needed the red, so he's let the cue ball run away there.
Yeah, if he can get round behind this, there's a really easy snooker. If he doesn't land on the red, he clips the black. Still not the worst thing because he'll just stun the red here and he let down and all sorts of trouble. So whichever way that turned out, it was always going to be good.
They used to be good friends. Now White was in behind the brown, this time it's in behind the pink. No friendship on the green base, that's for sure.
Коли зіграє Ронні Саліван і Ніл Робертсон. Турнір Мастерс 2015 року, півфінал. Також на тому турнірі грав Джет Трамп, Джо Хіггінс, Тіну Ліндженгуй, Шон Мерфі. Понсенхахен, Джек Лісовський. Так, починається перший. Перший фрейм. Ронні Саліван забиває червоний м'яч. Виходить на чорний. Забиває чорний праву нозу.
John, it was two great safety shots. One where he snookered Darren in behind the brown, and then the other where he snookered him in behind the pink. And not often you would say that there was two safety shots that one stayed Hendry the frame.
Так, Ронні набирає вже 25 очок, вихід на червоний шар, забиває в середню лозу, вихід на коричневий, забиває гроні,
Yeah, very much so. Dennis, who's a
так набирає вже 50 очок.
has turned into a record match player in his old days. But it was a beautiful shot in behind the brown. I reminded him of that later. It was highlighted the first play was a safety shot. It would never know.
Yeah, these two players have been friends for over 35 years. You heard Darren in his interview beforehand. He was at Stephen's wedding, and they used to travel the world playing together. There wasn't many people beating Stephen back in the 90s. And the King of the Crucible has had a great opening frame there. I still call him the King of the Crucible, although Ronnie's got 7 as well. So when Ronnie gets 8, Stephen loses the King of the Crucible crown.
Це Гроні Марія, перший фрейм.
Like him.
Починається другий фрейм. Ян Робертсон забиває перший м'яч.
That will annoy Stephen because that was a good chance. Look at the reds. There's what, 4 or 5 reds available. And the chance has fallen to Darren now.
To those cluster of red, so we'll need to leave an angle at some point.
Так, Ян Робертсон набирає 12 очок. Удар. Дальній удар по червоному м'ячі. Ось залітає, проходить Роні.
Got 2 reds. Looks as if he's playing for the single red here. It's not a great tack to go into from the black. It's going to be difficult. It takes away from the reds. So it's not a good chance yet. See if that loose red will go into the left corner pocket. If it doesn't, it's going to be very precise. It's only available into the 2 corner pockets at the other end of the table, and it won't go in there, that's for sure. So not straight at all with this. That's about the best he could do, really.
Oh, so this is the key shot. It's another angle. This is one of the attacks they've been playing into a bit of time.
Ронні варіє другий
He's
фрейм.
manoeuvring a few balls out.
Починається
How's
третій
the angle on
фрейм
the black?
півфіналу турніру.
Yeah, it's just gone too far there. He'll do very well to carry this break on.
Yeah, I think it's just a matter of Darren getting the extra 7 points and putting in a good safety.
Зіграє Ронні О'Саліван. І Стюарт Магуайр. Фінал турнір чемпіонів 2020 року. Також на тому турнірі грав
That's a pretty good cue ball.
Марк Селбі, Джет Трамп, Лі Ху, Напонсен Гафен, Тіно Мух, Саня Кані, Джек Лісовський, Марк Вільямс. Так, починається з 9 фреймів. Починає перший фрейм. Ронні О'Саліван.
This is a shot to nothing here. Didn't work out that way because he got it too thin. And he has left it. I think this is a fantastic match to do this, but even an angle playing for that tap was not a bad tap to go into with pace. Let's go on at the bottom. I suppose that means that's how you go for it there, so he didn't have to play the cannon there. But it was an option.
Так, Ронні набирає 18 очок в першому фреймі. Вихід на червоний шар. Забиває дальню праву зону.
Well, it might be in mine. If there's a
Входить на жовтий шар. Забиває його в дальню ліву
not sure
зону.
if it's dead straight for the pocket. It squeezes. It's not on. Yes, it's going to the right. Maybe just went exactly where it was aiming there. Sometimes they're close together and squeeze the second time.
He shouldn't have played for yellow instead. His fender wasn't great. Left the handle, as I say, very cycle from the edge of the pack. He was going to play a shot to open him up. Just didn't have enough angle. Bit of a chance missed. Yeah, nice pot, beautifully controlled as well. Played at a lovely pace. And now, these aren't too bad. Only got 36-point lead.
Just looking at them, John, he doesn't have to move anything when he pots this. As we show you this terrific long fod. As he pots this red into the right corner, is clearing the path to the one for the right,
Ронні варіє перший
the opposite
фрейм
corner.
з рахунком 67-0.
So we can win this frame without having to play a cannon. They'll all clear each other.
poor safety right at the start of this frame, but Stephen didn't knock the red in the corner. And he's been in control of this frame. Only broke the 38 before he
Так, почати другу фрейму.
there should be more to come here. Be very disappointed not to take this frame from the visit to the table.
Ронні забиває перший шар у другому фреймі.
20s.
Difference. Just needs this red, and we'll the old square.
Yeah, taking these really nicely. And as Dennis mentioned, as he takes each red away, the one on the other side becomes available. So like a little practice routine you'd set up.
$39.
It is very lively, this table. Pinged off the cushion there. It's just the cloth is very quick. Sometimes it's just hard to control that cue ball at the top end. That's why Darren's come straight.
$46.
I think Stephen will stay in his seat. Yeah, he just nods to Mikhail the tab, concedes the frame, and Darren Morgan squares things up even. It's one each. I think Stephen will be, he did well there, Darren, but Stephen will be a bit annoyed, John. He got in with a great chance and missed a fairly straightforward red at the beginning of that frame.
Yeah, and especially when you've gone sort of 1-0 ahead and you've been given the chance in frame 2, so just one of those hit the jaws, and after that he was playing second fiddle in most of the frame, I should say. But it's a good response from Darren. That 2 decent breaks, and nice to get his hand on the table, and he'll be used to the pace of it. And as I say, he's always been a really good match player and a good scorer.
Yeah, to win the Masters all those years ago, to beat Steve Davis 9-8 in the final, and then come back the following year and lose on a black ball fight to Stephen in the final. You know, he had a good run there in the Irish Masters for a couple of seasons.
Yeah, that was a brilliant venue on our circuit, Goffs. Absolutely wonderful. Another venue similar to this one at the Crucible. I always think those circular venues are just fantastically atmospheric. And the Irish people, they love the snooker there, Dennis, didn't they?
And you know, that was 1996, believe it or not, John.
Yeah, it's a while ago. I went there first time, Dennis, there was a horse sales on. Scratched my nose and thought I'd paid 3 million quid for something. Thankfully I hadn't.
course, it's the best of 5, first to 3, so it was important to get the first frame on the board. And as I say, the chance at the start of the second, if you get a 2-0 lead, it takes a bit of pegging back, even in the best of 5.
And these shots are very difficult, particularly as you get a bit older. Wow, what a pot that is. That's the shot of the match so far. Well, certainly the best pot. We'll have Stephen Snooker in behind the brown was excellent, but that's the best pot. Beautifully cued.
Well, Mark Williams, 3 times world champion, known as the Welsh potting machine. After that shot, Darren's not too bad at the long pots. He's just got hold of that too well.
5.
I don't think this red is closest to the white. Oh, well, hang on a minute. It might just go in there. And if it does, is he going to risk holding for the black? It definitely looks as if it might just go, John. It's very tight. I mean, Darren's in the perfect spot, but from our side, there might just be enough room. What do you think, JP?
I think that's very, very tight.
He was looking to borrow a lady's glasses on the front row.
Yeah, I think that's funny. From behind the pocket, you can almost make any pot go. It's just Darren's in the best position to see it. Oh, this is really tight. Yeah, I think that red needed to go on a diet to get in there.
Well, what a result he had there, John. Once he missed that pot, he would have felt he was definitely going to leave something on for that right corner, but it covered everything.
Yeah, just a little bit skinny with the safety shot. I don't know whether Stephen can play the red in the corner and screw across the face of that pack and hold for the black in the same pocket. Don't know whether that shot's on. He's just had a look at it there. He's had a look at the potting angle, but here it goes. We'll soon find out.
Just as you called it, John, and he cued that beautifully. He wasn't leaving anything, so it was very clever. Needed to hit that just a bit harder. He's put thumbs up for that shot he played because he's now hampered with the black, so he needed to hit that a little bit harder. Oh, this is awkward.
Yeah, well played. Absolute dead weight to drop it in. And a nice angle. That's how quick the table is. Now he's left this purposely low so he can pop this red and take the cue ball into the pack
60.
and bring a few more into play.
$17.
Not a favourable kiss on the blue there. And this is a tough one with the rest. He'll automatically come round for the one to the left of the pink. Oh, he's played it well. And he's coming round, and that's a wonderful shot. It really is.
Yeah, where he's played that to, there's 3 possible reds to go.
Twenty.
Just try to force an angle there.
20.
Wasn't brilliant where he left it.
Well, he was giving himself a good telling off there, because should never have missed the black off the spot.
One.
Let's have a look at this. He's got an angle on the brown here, as we show you that black. I mean, took his eye off the pot, just forcing it in, but Darren's got an angle here. And will he try and move the black and reds? He's got 2 reds he can play on, but it's a possibility. No, he's played for the single one.
I couldn't refuse that one, Dennis, I'm afraid. Could not have refused that. Such a big target. And as you say, just to get the black back in play. And 5 reds in the open. I'd had to have gone in there. This shows you we all play the game differently. But if I finished perfect on the brown, there was only 1 shot I'd have been playing there.
Six.
Well, does the black go? No, he's played on the pink. The way he played that, I thought maybe the black went and then he was going to play the cannon into the reds, but it's not potable.
You could see with that shot there that Darren addresses the cue ball just slightly left of centre. But the pink seems to have enough room.
12.
And now, as I say, when we talk about that brown, that Darren maybe in his prime would have potted the brown and gone into that bunch. Now he's back looking at the black, but he's not going to be any better than he was previously, so I don't think it goes, John. I'll tell you the way he plays the shot here, whether he thinks it'll go. Which begs the question,
13.
why didn't he play for the black the last time? So, well, if he can pot it and open them up here, it doesn't matter, but I don't think he can.
Green ball.
Yeah, sounding like a broken record, but you couldn't have refused that brown into the pack. That was game in 1 shot there for me. Pots the brown, splits the pack up. Now, certainly the way he's playing, he's potting and scoring nicely. Had to be the shot.
Foul and a miss. Darren Morgan, 4.
Don't think it's a free ball. He can hit the one that's to the right and on the cushion. You have to be able to hit the reds on both sides. Now, Stephen, it seemed to square up that when it hit the second cushion. He needs to just play this shot with a little trace aside, a little bit of right-hand side, so that it throws it into the reds. Doesn't want to hit the black. That's better. this next shot will develop the black, you would think. So it's imperative he gets a good cue ball if he's playing off the reds near the black.
He's just got to be careful of that red on the top cushion. He doesn't get a cannon. That one. Yep, and had it written all over it if you got that the wrong contact. But he'd be happy with the result, Dennis.
Yeah, he just held his hand up as he walked back to his seat. He caught that red that he shouldn't have been anywhere near, but he's got away with it. So important in the best of 5 that you get that 2-1 advantage and leave your opponent needing 2 frames with you just needing the 1. That's quite an advantage, really.
Well, if he's taking this long red on, this is a tough shot, to say the least.
And look where the reds come. Hitting the knuckle and right over the other middle, but that was a high tariff risk that Stephen took there.
One.
And he might even play the cannon on the 2 reds and black here, because there's only 1 red that's in a good potable position. Don't think the one to the right of the black is on. Any cannon on the reds near the black would open things right up. Once again, he's just played for the single red. Will he get a better angle?
4. Five.
It's slightly more difficult from this angle on the blue to play the cannon
Blue ball.
into the 2 reds and black. This time he plays it. How's your luck? It's pretty good.
Yeah, that was played beautifully.
10.
Very controlled. As Dennis mentioned, he could have gone into those a little earlier, but chose to wait and couldn't ask for a better result than that. Played very nicely, that was. Yeah, just about far enough. So, nice little pattern here. Blue, stun the red in. Perfect angle off the black for the 2 reds on the top cushion. So, nothing to do with the cue ball, really.
$16. $17.
Not the cleanest pot he's ever made. But I think he's all right with the angle. Yeah, perfect. Hasn't totally had the cue ball the last 3 or 4 shots.
24.
Just too much of a stretch this time, so that little extension will help here. finish on the pink or blue here, looking at the thin angle he's got. And would you believe it?
Darren Morgan, 24.
Just shows the importance of his previous shot when he didn't get on that red as he intended. So a bit of a chance for Stephen here.
Funny enough, these aren't easy to control when they're over the pocket.
1.
Not bad. As I say, they're not always straightforward.
Oh, he wanted that white away from the cushion.
8.
They're awkward little shots when you're cutting them back. You're looking away from the pocket. That's when you hear us say it's like you're playing it into a blind pocket. Just glancing over to the pocket there. Played it well, played it very well.
9.
Yeah, very good chance for a steal here. Was looking for all money like it was going to be 2-1 Darren Morgan.
16.
But a reprieve. Oh,
Stephen Hendry, 16.
I'll be disappointed with that one.
It was a poor shot to get on the red. He should have been on that red, so he only just had to roll it along the cushion and finish on the black. He had to play it with a bit of pace, so I still thought he would knock that in, though. Oh, where's the red going? It's in the pocket, you know. It's in the pocket. Wow. Well, a big round of applause, because Stephen knows when he comes back to the table, he's going to be tight in behind the black. But what a fluke that was.
Black.
He could have played a better one. He hasn't blocked the escape down the left side of the table. Stephen can come off 2 cushions. Darren should have blocked that escape route off.
Yeah, he's got to play this sort of medium pace. Plays this too hard, he could knock it over a corner pocket. He's at the side of it. Might have got one back here. Behind the blue. I think he may have done. Result.
I think he might just be able to clip the edge of the
Yeah, that's the absolute best result he could have got there. Good shot. This is a horrible shot. Oh, I didn't see it playing that way. But there you go. Man's a genius.
Mind you, I think he's got a slight angle here. And Darren's pretty good at this type of shot. But there's quite a bit of pressure on this one. Wow.
2.
That's a brilliant effort from where he was. But this is delicate to hold for the brown.
5.
It's very good. Yellow and green, superb. And of course, just needs this brown for 20 points in front. Won't be any heroics with this. Just stun the cue ball. No need to be playing for the blue. Yep. So
9.
fabulous yellow, green and brown there from Darren Morgan.
Darren Morgan, 9.
Clever shot there from Darren, because if he forces Stephen into potting the blue, then he's only got that black ball to play the snooker that he needs behind.
5.
But you know, there might be a way of getting in behind. Usually, if you're going to get a snooker with just the black on the table, it's usually the first sort of shot you have, John, isn't it?
Yeah, you better make sure you get it the first go, certainly professional level, because the other players are pretty adept at keeping the pink away from the black. So across the table, in behind the black, decent pace, but
Stephen Hendry, 5.
not quite there.
And now the way we used to play the old league matches when we were amateurs, in or over when your opponent needs a snooker. And you roll it over the pocket. Do you know he can hit this? Well, I thought he could go the other side with a really thin one. In or over again. He'll roll this pink up to the right corner. They could screw this over behind the black. It's a good effort. It's a wonderful effort.
That's a great shot. An absolute great shot. Beautifully controlled. Trouble is, it's probably gone a little bit too close to the cushion, Dennis, hasn't it? It makes the ball almost 3 times as big where it is.
Yeah, had that pink have come away from the cushion, he could have gone around the back of it, but John's absolutely right. I expect him to hit this. Oh, can you believe it?
Foul. Stephen Hendry, 6.
That's amazing. You see, he can put Darren back in from here if he wants, and that's what he's doing.
Yeah, I'm amazed he missed it far side. I mean, generally, you want to wear it on the near side of it because you get the cushion as well in the snooker, so got a big misjudgment from Darren there. So frame definitely not over after that brilliant snooker.
Oh, what's he done here? Now, if it's just off straight, he can come round off 2 cushions and get on the black. But there's not a lot of angle there, is there? He might just have to screw this in. No, we could run it round off the 2 cushions. And what a steal this would be from needing a snooker, John.
Yep. An amazing snooker, I have to say. That was a brilliant shot. And it goes, and Stephen Hendry wins a very unlikely frame. Who knew he could play snookers, Dennis? What an absolutely fantastic shot. Look, there he is. He said to me one time in the commentary box. There you go. You play all those years, and eventually you find it.
I'll tell you what, you'd have to go back in the record books to find out Stephen Hendry winning a frame needing a snooker.
I'm going to remind him afterwards, Dennis, that his two best shots this evening have both been safety shots. I must confess to being absolutely gobsmacked, Darren, Mr. Snooker. I mean, when he played out and he's going to hit the pink, it was quite a bad misjudgment. And then the following shot, by his standards, wasn't very good.
Yeah, normally, I was expecting that pink to come up and down the spots near the blue, the oldie. I mean, that's the way you always used to play that safety shot. And he hit it on the wrong side and doubled it up over the corner pocket. Very unusual for Darren to make that sort of mistake. But I'll tell you what, from almost straight on the pink to find the two cushions and leave himself on the black, he still can't. Listen, he's still smiling away, sitting in his seat there.
Yeah, he's looking up at us in the commentary box. He can't believe it himself. But that was one heck of a shot he played to screw in behind the black. I have to be brilliant. If that had been Mark Selby, he'd have been raving on it.
Yeah. Well, that's got this Crucible crowd buzzing here, and well, that'll be a shock to the system for Darren Morgan and his fans, because it looked for all the world he was going to lead 2-1, and now Stephen Hendry, well, if he can win one more frame, he'd set up a match with Alfie Burden, and what a match that would be. But there's a long way to go. Well, there's still a bit of banter going on between them, but I tell you what, well, I don't blame him. He's not taking that difficult red into the right corner because of the red and black situation. He's keeping it tight here. That could be up behind the brown if it bounces. Glad to get the cue ball onto the ball cushion. In behind the brown was a bonus.
Yeah, just wonder if there's a side cushion through the gap of the reds, side cushion and drop on the loose one on the top. He had a little look to see. That's the cushion he's looking at. Can he get through the gap? There's like two sets of double reds. Get the cue ball through the middle of that side cushion and back to the red on the top cushion. He's looking. Maybe on. Got to make sure this has got good judgment. It could look nasty, this, if you miss it. There's the side cushion. There's the gap. And he's played into the back of the reds. If he touches one, yeah, which he has done. And that's absolutely spot on. Done well to get out of that, Dennis, didn't he?
Yeah, I think that shot onto the red, which I thought he could maybe play, it wasn't on, so he did remarkably well to get everything safe there. There's not a 3-ball plant on here, is there? And look what he's done with the reds, and have a look what he's going to do with the white. So what a useful plant that could turn out to be. Can he get through to that red that's closest to the cushion behind the black and 3 reds? That's the one he's got to try and land on. Might be able to do it off that left side cushion near the middle pocket. But he'd have to play it with a little trace aside, I think. I definitely would be tempted to play close to the middle pocket with lots of left-hand side to land on that red near the cushion. If he goes the other side of the middle pocket, I don't think he can get to that red. don't think it's on from that angle. Surprised there.
5 on a miss. Darren Morgan, 4.
100% agree with you, Dennis. It has to be before that middle pocket with a loader side and widen the angle. And he has left the red up into the green bag. And if he knocks it in, the black's available. So big shot this, because it could lead to a big chance. Yeah, nice clean pot from Darren.
He was always very good under pressure, Darren, when he was on the main tour. Got a great temperament. Knew when to go for them. Played the percentages really well.
Yeah, he's just come slightly awkward on this black. He's got a just off straight angle. He's going to cannon into the 2 reds that are just below it to the left. So he's got options. He can either play this with lots of pace and screw right out, or a little bit less and try and get a cannon on those 2 reds. So that's what he went for. And I'm just wondering whether he can pot this and screw through the gap
8.
for the black in the same pocket, but it'd be a bit tricky. No, it'll be the other red. He's got to be a little bit careful with this.
He couldn't have them better placed, so it's all
16.
about just holding your focus there, making sure you don't make any silly mistakes. Keep it as easy as possible for yourself. Coming back for the blue this time. Got to make sure he gets the correct side of the blue, and
17.
he's come straight on it, but that should be okay. He can screw back, being a left-hander, and leave one for the right corner, but you want to keep getting the correct side on the blue and keeping everything easy, John, doesn't he?
Yeah, Dennis, I think the problem is that I don't think the black goes in the top left-hand pocket. If it did, it'd make this break easier, because you could just play this, play the red on the right, and then know full well you've got position on the black. But whether that goes, I'm not so sure.
I think he's okay. He can stun past the red and leave the black for the same pocket as the red here.
Yeah, he can get across the face, can't he? But it looked originally like he was wanting to go the other way. But that's fine.
23.
So, taking these very well so far. And still plenty available. Just a case of holding yourself together. And we could be in a final frame decider. Which I'm sure the crowd would like to see, Dennis.
And speaking of that, there's a wonderful crowd in the Crucible Theatre here this evening, as there was this afternoon. See, that's a bit tight into that pocket. If you were right behind it, you might be able to roll the black in, but it's just the angle he's got on the red. He could play for that. But, as we showed you, it's a bit tight. So this here, he may be screwing back up for the blue. Doesn't want to get too close to the blue if he screws this back. Well, that's Just finished a little awkward.
31.
I think he was playing that with a little bit more screw to finish on one of the bulk colours, because he knew he was screwing back towards the blue.
Yeah, may decide to take this blue now. Bit of pressure on this one. This is not straightforward. You're leaving a few balls up.
Darren Morgan.
Yep,
31.
it was a big shot, that one.
Just got to be a little bit careful with the cannon on the other red when he pots this, but the blue's near enough over the pocket, so he should be on blue or black. Oh, that's unforgivable, that from Stephen. Why did he play it so gently?
Yeah, I think he was, as you say, the cannon was, I think he was a little bit worried about playing it firm and getting the cannon and maybe knocking the red he was cannon into in front of the blue or something, but you had to get the pot, Dennis, didn't you, whatever you did?
1.
Yeah, not the worst result, that. As we see the red in the middle pocket.
6.
Yeah, the only thing I can think of is he was a bit worried about the red. He was cannoning, maybe had gone across and covered the blue, but highly unlikely. He just had to pot the red and see what happened.
Twenty. $21.
Well, he tried to force an angle there, and he didn't get the white out anywhere near where he intended. Bit of a cutback now, as you can see from that angle. But played it well.
Yeah, played it beautifully. So 64 points ahead, 67 on the table. This red and the colour will definitely see us going into a final frame decider.
$29.
Yeah, missed the cannon on the reds there, but he's 72 in front
36.
with 59 on. Stephen will stay in his seat regardless of what happens here. And we will have a deciding frame. Oh, hang on. Nearly.
Morgan 36.
So Stephen is conceded, and Darren Morgan put in a great performance there to level the scores up. We've got a deciding frame. It's 2 each. This fella here we're looking at, John, he would never give up, would he?
No, he's a very stubborn Welshman who just keeps on trying. So he played a couple of poor shots playing before. Stephen will be kicking himself. He missed the red in the middle. That was his chance. Like I say, Dennis, I can only think he was worried about the red he was cannoning into, because, you know, why would he miss that pot?
And just look at that, the way the draw's panning out. Gerard Green played so well, as Ben Hancock in the deciding frame. He knocked a 70 break in against Peter Lyons, the UK seniors champion and former seniors world champion. That was some win for Ben, first time playing here at the Crucible. And Alfie Burden, I mean, what a talent he is. We've known him for years, John.
Yeah, he's a very natural Alfie, good player, good scorer. Probably say he's underachieved with the amount of talent that he's got. And he looked like he was hitting the ball lovely in his match. So here's the handshake before the final frame. Have a good one, chaps.
Thank you. The final frame, Darren Morgan to break.
And as John always says, in a deciding frame, you just want one chance. So who's going to get the first chance? You wouldn't really call this a chance.
He's looking at. It's very important because he...
Well, that's
24.
3 reds, 3 blacks that Stephen's got here. Hadn't got the angle
25.
to stay on the black. He's one of the players that's made 3 maximums here at the Crucible Theatre in his career, John.
Yeah, but he was he played on the blue there as he was just putting his hand on the table to show you. But he got into the cue ball a bit too much, because just off straight on the blue is ideal for the 3 reds that are in the open, so it's yellow instead.
$27.
Shot as easy as possible. Finished a little straight on the black. He's got a slight angle on it, I think. Well, not much. But he played that well. Beautifully controlled there.
What we're seeing here is a typical champion's instinct. Knows the importance of this final frame. Finding his best when it matters the most.
36.
That's what the greats do.
And this could be a very key shot coming up here. If he can get the split, there's a couple of loose reds, but if he can bring a few more into play, keep your eye on the black. How's your luck, Stephen? It could be better. There might be a long straight red, or the one at the back. If it goes into the right corner,
43.
he's perfect, and it does. Well, talking about rolling back the years here, John.
Just a little bit short with the cue ball. It's going to run into the reds now.
51.
Could have done with an extra roll there, just so he didn't have to go into the reds. Slightly lost position.
Oh, this is going to be running through the reds. He's played it well. He's played it very well. He's going to be close to the cushion, though.
52.
Not easy to get nicely onto his next red unless those two near the pink, the left one, pots. And it must do.
Yeah, he must be really enjoying this at the moment.
57.
It's the best he's hit the ball in all the frames we've played this evening. That opening red was a corker, but the actual break itself has been vintage. Something about that red he doesn't like, Dennis, that you were thinking about, although he's come back to it now.
He didn't have to play it that hard.
58.
This is a tricky black now. He wasn't sure what was going to happen, but if he had just dropped it in, he would have been perfect on the black. This is just running away. I don't know if it'll catch one of the reds there, just to the, not the one we're looking at, another one. It did catch it, and it's just made it a little awkward. And he only needs a couple more pots to win
65.
this match in one visit in this frame.
Yeah, as you said at the top of the frame, Dennis, I always say you just want one chance. It looks like Darren Morgan's not going to get his, because this has been very good from Stephen. Is it there? Is it there? It is indeed. What a cracking break this is.
I tell you what, everyone, including Stephen, thought he hadn't hit that hard enough, but that was virtually match ball. What a performance this is from the 7 times world snooker champion.
Yeah, he'll be disappointed. Loves these tournaments. Likes competing. But he can't have any argument about this break. As I say, half and on about the opening red, but to play that over that distance with the drag and to get the position on the black, top class.
Just coming up a little bit short, but
79.
79 in front, 59 on. That's 20 points in snookers. That's 5 snookers to tie, and a double here will seal the deal. I think Darren will still come forward with a big smile. They're the best of friends, and what a reception these two players have had here from this wonderful Crucible crowd. Just listen to the cheers. And the king of the Crucible, he acknowledges that wonderful reception, and he beats Darren in the deciding frame 3-2. Well done, both players.
You're still quite good at this.
That was awful. Awful. I was going after Mr. Black in the first frame. I missed the black. I absolutely butchered the black. That's what I say in commentary. I mean, that's what I would have said to myself. But I absolutely, and my head was gone for the rest of the match.
But what a break at the end there. Wouldn't you agree, ladies and gents?
Well, yeah. I found it from somewhere. I mean, to be honest, that's what I used to do quite a lot in Deciders, pot a long red and win the frame one visit. So I found it from somewhere, but where it came from, I do not know.
Well, the commentators were also loving the fact that you won that third frame requiring a snooker. A new string to your bow.
I know, I said to Darren, I think you're unlucky. It's the first time I've ever won a frame needing a snooker. I was, if I never enough to blow over the pocket, I was going to concede. So, yeah.
And we go...
Every blind squirrel.
Eventually finds the nut, yeah. And you go again tomorrow against Alfie Burden. He's pumped up for that match.
Oh, the AB of London Town. Wow. Is what it is.
Ladies and gentlemen, another round of applause for Stephen. He's through to the quarterfinals. We will take a short break, but hold on to your hats. There's a whirlwind in town. Phil Williams against Jimmy White in 20 minutes. See you soon.